It's that time of week for the Zero to Hero series for all the Sorare scouts and managers around the world who came to the call. We got so many suggestions for this week's card giveaway for the best value, the best bang for buck goalkeeper that we could possibly find. And we'll be doing that card giveaway in the video today, as well as looking at the results and opening up some boxes for how we did last weekend as we prepare for this coming weekend game week, where again we're going to have some more cards and some more stuff to give away as we go on this journey from starting with a couple of bums. We're starting with some zeros, some guys that do not cost much at all. We're going to take them on a journey. We're going to progress through the game of Sorare till our team is star-studded of the creme de la creme. The best cards in the game is what we're aiming for, is what we're shooting for. At any point in the video today, if you do laugh, you learn, you like something or whatever, please do like and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. And if you want to get involved in this week's card giveaway, you need to get involved in the comment section. Stay tuned to the video to see what we're looking for this week. And yeah, let's just get stuck straight into it. And as soon as I go to open up the account, this is the first thing I met with, is the set and forget rival strategy did not work, sadly. So we didn't have any joy there, but we do have some glory to claim from last weekend's game week. Let's see how we did. I actually totally forgot the teams that we listed now coming to do this, but we got promoted everywhere, everywhere, which is cool, across different regions, and we've got the Celtic cards in as well. That was cool. Maybe it's a good thing we didn't play midweek. And how many boxes do we have? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boxes. Love that. Now, our box luck last week was incredible. A lot of a premium and an elite box. This is going to be good fun, by the way. I've got a feeling the box luck last week was pretty good. And we also now do have the revelation of the advanced tutorial system being changed and replaced for the warm-up. So this will be the first weekend where, yeah, we don't have the ability, or is this the last weekend of it maybe? Yeah, so there's a warm-up version for all the primary leagues, which is perfect for us. Excellent. So really looking forward to doing those teams this week, which should be good. So out with the old, in with the new. We finished the tutorials and now we're ready for the warm-up. And just before we get there, we might have some reinforcements. So just to make everything clear for you guys maybe catching this for the first time, anytime I win a card that's better than the card I've got there now for whatever the job or whatever the position of that card is, if it's a better card, we keep it in the club and we give away the card that it's better than. Any cards that we win that are not better than the zeros that we've pulled in, or, as we go along this chain of turning the paperclip into the house, then we give them away. Now, it says I've got 2 reveal cards here. Oh, yeah, Dorsch doesn't have a picture. And Reese Nelson, who is the giveaway card for today. I guess we'll definitely give away the Dorsch, or if we don't get anything in this one, we'll see what we win and see what we'll give away on this week's video. But we've got a little bit of a stock. We've got a few cards ready, willing and able to be given away. So feel free to check out the gallery to see what we've got lying around. But the first box that we get out of one of those tutorial modes is a Rivals box with some Rivals tickets, which is fine, whatever. We get another Rivals box, and it's probably going to be tickets again. Yep, just 3 again, so 6 tickets all told. Now, this is where the fun happened last week. We've got 3 limited boxes, and I'm not sure if it tells us on the side of the box if it's a premium. Yeah, I think the numbers denote the thing that it is. So we've got a number 3 box here, which is a standard box. Less than 0.1% chance of anything decent in any metric. Really high chance that we get a level up in this one. I already do have a few level ups, so I don't mind accumulating some of them. And, we'll maybe use them as the zero goes on. We've got 1. Okay, that was expected. And the next box, which is a premium box, it's probably going to be a level up again. But it's not out of the question. We're maybe looking at 14% for a card or something. So let's cross our fingers and toes. We get a bit of luck again. And out of this premium box, we get another level up. So now we've got an elite box. I'm sure it was elite. Yeah. And the chance of a level up again is significant. It's at 86%. So we're still looking at 14%. I don't really know what the main difference is between those last two, this box and the last one. The percentages seem very similar. So don't really know how to feel about that, to be honest. And we get another level up. Yeah, on that kind of revelation, it did just feel to me that we probably weren't going to get a card out of it. So let's have a look at the club as it stands at the moment. So we've got our Daniel Munoz, who is our Premier League 0, Teji Savernier, who's our Champion 0, Balaquisha, who is our Challenger 0, and then last week you guys had to vote for who you thought was the best Contender 0 that we had earmarked. And you guys voted in Leighton Clarkson as our contender 0 to go on the journey to try and turn him into a hero. And guys, in recording this video, I actually made a bit of an error, and the back half of the video basically was unusable and needs to be redone again. So this is how it stands at the moment from everything else that we've done. But the benefit of me having to kind of re-record this is the rest of the video can be a bit more succinct and a bit more straight to the point, because this is the basic raft of cards that we've now collected throughout the first couple of weeks of having this account, playing the basic tutorial and the advanced tutorial modes, which Sorare have now updated and upgraded, which is fantastic. In the comment section, you guys last week were nominating cheap bang for buck goalkeepers, and then after that we would have really just been at a standstill in terms of how many cards we needed, the competitions we could play, the limitations in the game, etc. But with this new upgrade to the warm-up mode, for anyone now, this competition is open. So even if you're it doesn't really matter what you're playing with, you can enter this competition as well and go toe-to-toe with the really smart football fan that we've got here. Now, the warm-up mode is 1 limited has to be in the team. It's a little bit different to the semi-pro competitions and stuff like that, because it was optional. In these competitions, you need to have a limited card to get stuck into them, which is all fair and good and whatever. And then as you can see, we get limited boxes, we get card payout for the podium. It's not a fantastic competition, it must be said, but we've got it for the Premier League. And again, the basic tutorials and stuff like that weren't much better. We've got it for Champion Euro as well. We've already managed to pick all the teams we want for the weekend already. We've also got our contender one now with Leighton Clarkson. We're unable to field a challenger one at the moment because the Balakwisha that we picked up, we got that really cheap because he's injured. And that's part of playing the game a little bit as well, because when you make that your guy, he's still injured, so we can't actually use him. So this is just one of those little lessons of building your club that you come across when you're scouring the market and looking for, good bang for buck options, zeros that you can get into your club, guys that are really affordable, that when they blossom or when they return to their natural abilities or whatever, they will be worth a lot more, and subsequently you're getting more points on the board as a result of it. But we now also have not only a global warm-up where we can pick players from all leagues and regions and all the rest of it, but we now also have it for La Liga, and we have it for the Bundesliga. So in this week's video, guys, in the comment section, if you want to get involved in the card giveaway, where we'll give away the Nicholas Dorsch that we've got in the club at the moment, what I want you to do is nominate a Bundesliga 0 for me. We'll do La Liga next week. I'm a bit closer to La Liga, so I don't really find that as interesting right now. I'd be really excited to see, going into the international break especially, who your guys' Bundesliga 0 will be, and then you can probably guess what the one we'll be scouting for next week will be. Because these are the only 2 competitions where we don't have a card fielded for. We probably do need to revisit Challenger sooner rather than later as well. Let's see how the Balakwisha return to fitness goes. I think we've got a pretty good standard going already, even with the 4 teams we've got. I know Romero's not a great card, right? Fine, but in that global setup with the other guys we could put around him, maybe we can still punch quite high. But in contender, we've got a really good limited card there that, again, the region lends itself to having some absolute smash picks in it to maybe separate us from the crowd. Champion, I think Teji Savernier for circa £10-11, whatever we got him for, is an absolute snip. And again, in the champion setting, you can pick anyone from the top 5 leagues. I think that team, any team we can pick, can go quite far. Daniel Munoz in the Premier League is he maybe feels the most zero-ish out of everyone we've got. But again, the Premier League's a bit of a different competition, same as the Bundesliga and La Liga. They've both got, or all of them have got, their own kind of individual flavour, as it were, in terms of how many points are required, what positions have an abundance of high-scoring players, and equally the flip side of that, positions where it's really hard to get a good option. There is only a few guys that are properly viable on a consistent basis. And you guys last week showed up in your droves to nominate the best bang for buck goalkeeper around. And normally I go through all the suggestions and try and scout out the best 4, the most interesting 4 for the video. But this week there was so much response to the goalkeeper one, which was absolutely fantastic, that I could just do it by popular vote, just the ones that were suggested the most often. And the most recommended, the highest amount of nominations received, was Dominic Ryman at Magdeburg. Now, this guy's been an SO5 hero for a little while, since Bundesliga 2 has been on the platform. A classic card, you're looking at £10-11 or so. In season, is still under 15 quid, which isn't too bad. And the thing with Bundesliga 2 is it's a high action league. He's not going to get a lot of clean sheets, but he doesn't overly need it. If it's the right sort of game, if he doesn't concede free, he's always viable. He's never really killing you unless they concede free, which is just part of the course, But outside of that, it really doesn't do a bad score very often, if ever. And that is a great thing to have in a goalkeeper, because goalkeepers, for me, it really doesn't matter beyond reliability and scoreability. If a guy's going to play 95% of matches, 100% of matches, even better, and have the ability to get over 70, then this is a guy that is always going to be somebody you should look for. Again, any goalkeeper in world football is going to score, concede 3 goals in any given game, give away a penalty. These things happen to goalkeepers. It's just part of the course, so you have to accept that will be there in some places, but consistent 70 pluses with clean sheets is what you're looking for, and all these 45s and 54s, like, for a goalkeeper, this keeps a team going. Like, if your outfield is smashing and your goalkeeper does a 55, you're fine. Like, you're not dead in the water. Far from it. Sure, if somebody's got a 92 goalkeeper, different story. Of course, you're never going to catch them. If they have a similarly strong outfield, of course, that goes without saying. But these goalkeepers that can bring in, like, and a lot of these 60s and stuff like that are probably not clean sheet games, just the way we've seen them score. Maybe 1 or 2 of them are, but he's going to see the point. So I think it's a really good standard here. Very well nominated, and a guy that's been around the block in a few Sorare Scouts and Managers clubs over the last couple of seasons. Similarly, there's a bit of a theme that goes through all these goalkeepers. You'll see what it is when we get to the end. But the next goalkeeper that was just as popular in the nominations is a new name to me, and that is Joaquin Esquita, the 28-year-old goalkeeper for Racing Santander. Very similar L15 and L5 numbers to Ryman. His cards are a bit cheaper percentage-wise. I guess you would say that's quite significant, about 20% or so. And his scoring profile isn't really that different, is it? Now, the thing with these leagues, like I was just saying, with the big, 3 leagues that we've got individual competitions for, Bundesliga 2 and La Liga 2 have got totally different flavours. La Liga 2 is maybe a bit quieter of a league, but it's way more reliable for clean sheets. And as you can see here, like 1-0, 1-0, it's a very low-scoring division. And, maybe the frequency of clean sheets is something to be highlighted here. But for me, like, conceding 3 goals is less likely in La Liga 2 than it is in Bundesliga 2. It just doesn't happen that often, to be quite honest with you. It's a very low-scoring league, and I think that's why he's got a little bit less of these killer scores, the ones that do just happen. They happen here as well. So I actually quite like him. I think he's a better option, maybe a bit more of a differential, because Ryman's relatively popular. And one thing I forgot to mention in the re-recording of this, which is just coming back to me with the next selection, because the general thread or theme that goes through all these goalkeepers may be a bit more apparent now, but a goalkeeper that offers us under 23, because there's also warm-up under 23, which is also there as well, so we can go hunting for them. Do we do a goalkeeper for that division? Probably not, but, it's an option all the same. And that is Antonio Dakovic of Siebenek. Now, I only know who this guy is already because he's in Harry Trades' Road to Glory. He's a £9 card. Harry describes him really well, and when I looked at his scoring profile, it is like exactly what you would think. If it's clean sheet, fine. If there's no clean sheet, 31, 18, 34, like, not too good. So it's one of those ones where it looks acceptable, I suppose. But the Croatian League, again, is a slightly different thing to La Liga 2, even where I just think it's so traditionally a low-scoring league. Siebenek are not a top team in Croatia. There is like 3 or 4 teams normally in Croatia that do have the beating of the rest of the league, and that's too many fixtures where you're looking at it home or away against these teams thinking, it's not that great for Dukovic here, or Dakovic, whatever. But as an under 23 keeper, different story. But in a region, like, this guy doesn't work for me. And then the last nomination we've got this week, again, is a familiar name and face to friends of this channel, certainly anyway. He's been around the block once or twice. He's everyone's, I don't know if I'd say favourite, but everyone's probably most well-carded Brazilian backup keeper that could have been something. Brought to you by the team that signed Alisson at the time. Fazatu was a backup at Roma, and he's kind of done the rounds around European football, not overly nailing a place down. But he finds himself now at Eibar, and because he's been very much a backup goalkeeper, and he's been trying to come in and get a starting position, he did have a bit of a spell at Ibiza, and I think he was quite well known for really enjoying the location, just to call it like that. But his L15 and L40 attendances screams out backup goalkeeper. So this is maybe why this guy is a little bit overlooked, because his price is £2.47, 42 or £2.71. Sorry, I got that muddled in my mind there quickly. He's in La Liga 2. Now, he's not had that many games under his belt at Eibar. Can I extrapolate this out over what we've seen already from Esquita and from the likes of Ryman and stuff like that? Like, this isn't bad at all, is it? Like, this 1-0 loss here, like, if they did keep that clean, he's got 16 all-around. His all-around probably will go up because he'll not have the goal conceded against it. Like, if he kept the clean sheet in this game, he would be looking at 80, And that's the sort of scores that he's not got yet, that we did see from those other guys. It makes them extra appealing because they have that proper spike potential of getting into the high 80s and into the 90s. and at a fraction of the price of everyone else, I think Fusato is an absolute great option. Now, the way we decide what card we bring in case you're new here, is if you go into my channel homepage, you just need to click on my face on YouTube and then click on the community tab or something like that, and there'll be a picture poll there. Just vote for the goalkeeper that you think is the best bang for buck, the best option to come into the Zero to Hero series. Now, I'm not overly sure where we'll be using them. Of course, all of these guys are all contender cards, but the thing I like about La Liga 2, Bundesliga 2, especially Croatia's less so in this case because it's a smaller league, but their calendar coverage is significant. You know, these guys play in a huge body of the main European calendar, and they do have bigger leagues than the top division, so they have just more fixtures or just around more often for midweeks, and they don't have as many breaks and stuff like that. So in the global setting, or if contenders open, you know, these guys are definitely going to be viable options to help us win stuff, no two ways about it. And as the team, the squad progresses, because once we get through all the scouting missions that we've got left to do to fill up these warm-up things, we could be looking at putting a strong team together all of a sudden. You know, we'll have some options there, and definitely if we could get a goalkeeper of any of these guys at, you know, the sort of fractions of prices they are for classic cards, then a goalkeeper's a purchase you just need to do. And if you can find a good one that works for you and is very affordable, and you can put him in the back of the gallery, use him when he's needed, and then you've got him to activate the squad once it's built, then that's always a good move to make. Kind of similar to the Balaquisha, but we're feeling like we don't even get to use the Balaquisha, so it's a little bit of a different kind of Sorare lesson in that sense. And now we're giving away the Nicholas Dorsch card. So you guys all dropped into the comment sections in the last video, and we're going to pick one of these at random to win the Nicholas Dorsch. Again, thanks to everyone that took part in the giveaway, and thanks advance to everyone who's going to be in the comment section of this video, supporting the content, supporting the channel, getting involved in the giveaway, trying to win something for yourself, of course. And winning the Reece Nelson, congratulations, mate. And yeah, I'll be in contact with you to get that sent out to you. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button for more content like this, guys. Of course, on screen there now is some other stuff that I've made that YouTube thinks you might enjoy. Have a great weekend, and I'll catch you on the next one.